Test, oh, test, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome, everyone. We're going to get started. This is a regular meeting of the Board of Hamilton County Commissioners, January 16, 2025. We start our meetings with silent prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, so please join us in silent prayer. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Going to make a motion that we approve of the minutes of the previous session.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse?
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas?
Yes.
Commissioner Reese?
Yes.
Thank you. Do we have any I don't have any cards for public comments. Is there anybody online? Okay, very good. We will move on to comments and motions of the commissioners. Commissioner Summer Dumas.
Wow, that was quick.
I know, we're moving right along. Here we are.
I was trying to get stuff printed off, but one thing I really want to say, and I may have something to say at the end, is I went to the Visit Cincy annual meeting. You'll probably talk more about that. But I just thought it was awesome because they talked about the progress that they made in the last year. And they talked about the Sports Commission, the upgrade or development, I should say, of the convention center. They talked about the Walk of Fame, the impact of the music festival, everything that we really wanted to know about, they brought up, and they did it concisely. And it shows that we're really moving forward in a lot of ways. So right now, that's all I have.
Okay, great, thank you. Commissioner Reese?
Thank you. I just want to remind everyone that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday holiday, his birthday obviously was this week, and the holiday, there are lots of activities and marches. I am just so honored to have been a featured speaker at the 50th anniversary of Dr. King's March on Washington. The sad part is we still are faced with issues and challenges that he and others died for, worked for, and got a lot of laws done. And so I'm happy this Sunday that I will be the keynote speaker at Quinn Chapel Church in Forest Park, and for their Martin Luther King Social Justice Day, and look forward to being in other activities. So just encouraging people to participate in the march. I know there's something at the Freedom Center, the breakfast, the march, and I'm at the march usually every year, so hope to be able to participate this year. So that's all I have.
Okay, great, thank you. I've got a couple of items. Wanted to make everybody aware that we did have the swearing in for the Board of Revision, which happens on an annual basis. Auditor Miranda, Treasurer Schiller, and myself were there to get sworn in ourselves, but then have our representatives to the BOR sworn in as well, many of whom are returning, and then there are a couple of few board members that are going to be new. We expect to have another busy year down at the Board of Revisions, and so more to come on that, but that swearing in did take place. Along those lines, Connie Pillich had her investiture ceremony, and so she is now officially the prosecutor of Hamilton County. I was able to attend that. Congratulations to Prosecutor Pillich and her team. They are hitting the ground running over there, and we're really excited to work with her in the future on all things Hamilton County. I also went to the Visit Cincy annual meeting. We were all three there. Happy to speak to some of the progress, a lot of the progress that we've seen at the Convention Center and related to the Convention Center Hotel. As you say, Commissioner Dumas, it's a really exciting time related to tourism in Hamilton County. So not only for the downtown area, but also for Sharonville, where the meeting was held. We've got the Todd Portune room up there now. The county has been very instrumental in funding some of the expansion up there, so it was really nice to have them hosted and to see what's going on up in the Sharonville Convention Center. I too was going to mention that Martin Luther King Day is Monday. There's lots going on, and there's a lot of information online as to what's going on, so encourage people to participate in that commemorative celebration. And then lastly, Pat Crowley passed away. I just wanted to highlight it. He was an ally to this commission. He was a reporter early on and then became a lobbyist and an advisor in the latter part of his life, and was just a real gem for this community. He had a great sense of humor. He's one of the Crowleys, and so his family is very renowned in this area, but it was a huge loss, very sudden passing. So I did want to note it and commemorate Pat Crowley here on the dais. So with that, Jeff, I'm going to turn it to you.
Thank you, commissioners. Appreciate it. Just one by-leave item today. Just a couple of quick comments. So, to do an onboarding session with new county staff this morning. Had the chance to onboard some real property specialists for the Board of Revisions, and an absolutely huge class over at Job and Family Services. So, a lot of children's services workers, eligibility technicians, et cetera. So biggest class I think I've ever seen over there. So that was really good to see.
This class of new employees?
Of new employees coming into JFS, yes.
Great.
So, and also just as another good news item, the board has heard in the past about the very exclusive club up at the 911 center called the Stork Club. Of communications officers who have had the opportunity to actually over the radio assist in the delivery of a new baby. So I want to congratulate Stephanie Feitz, who last week I understand joined the Stork Club up at 911. We're still trying to gather some information on the birth itself, but I just wanted to congratulate Ms. Feitz on that work. I do have one by-leave item, commissioners. This is actually, I believe, a resolution appointment. So, Commissioner.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, great. So this is a resolution appointing a member to the Board of Building Appeals. Christopher Cordell is the individual being appointed. Is there any comment or question about this by-leave?
Only that I remember that I read his application, and he'll be a great asset to this board.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to thank him for serving.
Ditto. All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to make a motion to approve of by-leave number 1.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse?
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas?
Yes.
Commissioner Reese?
Yes.
Thank
Could I
you.
just make a comment?
Yes,
Since we have
Yeah, we're going to go back to yourself. Yeah, sure. Commissioner
Okay,
Dumas?
I just wanted to make a comment about the White House briefing that I've been attending every Thursday all year. And even though it was short and sweet, it was very concise, of course. We had our last one, and I'm not sure why we're not going to have one the following week, but everybody can imagine why they've ended it. But there has been a commitment, my understanding, from the next administration to try to do the same thing. So it was very good, so.
Okay, wait to hear what happens with those briefings. We have a public hearing that is supposed to start at 10:15. We're not quite there, and so I would like to move forward with some of the other agenda items. So on the regular agenda, we've got the Stormwater District. We've got 2 resolutions. Todd Long is here to walk us through these resolutions. And Eric Beck is in the back of the room in the Peanut Gallery, also here related to these items.
Thank you, Commissioners. He's putting the pressure on. He's watching me work today. So.
I know.
Item number 1 is a resolution approving an agreement with the Hamilton County Conservation District to perform stormwater district services for 2025. That particular agency works with the development plan review for erosion and sediment control for the stormwater district. They also work with the district to provide educational services to school children, adults, and provide stormwater, storm drain labeling as part of their work. They also work in the agricultural sector to provide different plantings and soil conservation practices on the land that help with the water quality perspectives of what the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permitting process requires. So this is an annual contract that we renew with that partner agency for their services. Item number 2 is a similar resolution approving a renewal agreement with the General Health District for the services that they provide for the Hamilton County Stormwater District. And that includes services for the illicit discharge detection and elimination. They also do what they call dry weather screening. So we've located most of the stormwater pipes within Hamilton County that are draining. And we have to, by permit, review what's coming out of those in dry weather situations to determine that there's no potential pollution. So they help us with that. They also do trainings for each one of our government municipal facilities so that we are practicing what we preach, if you will, making sure that our operations are not harming the environment with the work that we do in our public works agencies and the engineer's office and the like. They also manage a hotline for citizens to be able to call in for inquiries and or complaints for stormwater concerns. And they also work with their home sewage treatment systems and the mapping of that with the additional stormwater connectivity that is on private property that we try to map to be able to be sure that we have the ability to understand where the origin of problems are coming from. So that's a renewal contract as well for the work that they do for each of us. So I'm happy to answer questions on either of those items.
Thank you. I have a question related to the dollar amounts. Is this money coming from the fees that are generated through stormwater?
In both cases, yes, it is.
Okay.
So it has been budgeted for and approved in the overall budget process, and this is consistent with those dollar items that we forecasted.
Okay, great, thank you. Commissioner Summer Dumas?
One additional question as it relates to budget. Is this an increase or about the same, the amount that's on here?
It's a great question. It's approximately a 2.5% to 3% increase from last year. For it depends on which item you're talking about. It's about a 3% for
Either one.
and 2.5% for the other one.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
Commissioner Reese?
No questions.
Okay, all right, very good. Without any further questions or comments, I'm going to recommend that we approve of regular agenda items 1 and 2.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse?
Yes,
Commissioner Summer Dumas?
Yes.
Commissioner Reese?
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Todd. Thanks to the team for being here. All right, we're going to move into the public hearing for the Planning and Development 2025-2029 Consolidated Plan. James Brown is here from the Community Development Department. Welcome back.
Hold on just one second. Get myself together. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Gaines Brown III, and I serve as a Program Manager in the Community Development Division of Hamilton County's Planning and Development Department. I'm here today to facilitate the second public hearing for our 2025 to 2029 Consolidated Plan. This hearing is an essential part of our efforts to seek and record public comments as required by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Notice of this hearing was advertised in the Cincinnati Herald, the County Court Index, and on our Community Development webpage. As you may recall, we held our first public hearing for the 2025 to 2029 Consolidated Plan on Thursday, November 21st, 2024. During that session, we heard valuable feedback from representatives of the City of Springdale and Free Sword Food Bank, who shared positive experiences with our community development block grant funding programs. Every 5 years, HUD mandates a comprehensive review of the county's needs, priorities, objectives, and goals. This includes developing strategies and setting measurable goals within the annual action plan budget for HUD's entitlement programs. These programs consist of the Community Development Block Grant, the Home Investment Partnership Program, and the Emergency Solutions Grant. And at this time, I would like to request that the commissioners open the floor for public comments.
Thank you very much. I do want to recognize that Steve Johns is here also for Planning and Development. Are there any comments related to this public hearing? Done a fine job of answering all the questions prior to the public hearing, I suppose. Commissioners, any questions or comments?
Just wanted to comment, when you previously presented this in November, just a comprehensive, great overlook at the whole county, and I thought it was just a great plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Reese?
No comment specifically just to this, but just wanted to add, in the consolidated plan, we deal with some affordable housing issues. And I just want to put it back on the table that I'd like to see us have a interactive, comprehensive map that can change because of technology now. People can pull it up with their smartphone and hopefully be able, when we roll it out, be able to have it at one of our meetings to show, because people may not know that while we did put $50 million additional dollars from the ARPA, we've been in the affordable housing game, maybe not at the money that we'd like, but through our planning and development department. So I just think putting it in some kind of mapping system where we'll be able to say this was at this location, this zip code, this community, this municipality, and X amount of units. combined with the 50 million. So I would just put that in there as well, because I think what we do through the planning and development with the HUD dollars, we don't necessarily get it out there as much as we could possibly get it out if we had here's what's happening in Hamilton County under, quote, affordable housing.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, please detail to us what our next steps are.
Absolutely. So today we do not require any action from the board. For our next steps, we plan to return in March to present an overview of the 2025 annual action plan with 2 public hearings to follow that. In April, we plan to request approval of the 2025 to 2029 consolidated plan and the 2025 annual action plan, with both plans being submitted to HUD by May 16th of 2025.
Okay, so we do have a deadline here, but it's, okay. And I really do appreciate it. I know some of it's mandated, but the idea that we're having so many public hearings, I think, is really important related to these plans. So you need us to close the hearing, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to make a motion that we close the public hearing for the Planning and Development 2025-2029 Consolidated Plan.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse?
Yes?
Commissioner Summer Dumas?
Yes.
Commissioner Reese?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to move into the consent agenda. Administrator.
Thank you, Commissioners. I'm going to walk through the consent agenda quickly for you. I believe that the consent agenda contains items, make sure there's no changes, 3 through 12. It is, item number 3 is the auditor's statement of financial transactions for November of 24. Item number 4 is a resolution authorizing the award of RFP 129-23. This is for an automated fingerprint identification system through the Sheriff's Office to address the old fingerprint system in that office at $2.05 million. Item 5 is a resolution to accept a then and now with River City Correctional Center for $1,112. This is for a fire suppression inspection. Item 6 is the award of ITB 110-24. This is with Triton Services. This is for the replacement of the 23-year-old failing control room computer air conditioner in Great American Ballpark at $159,969. Item number 7 is an easement with University of Cincinnati granting an easement related to MSD for access to a 24-inch sewer pipe. Item 8 is a resolution authorizing credit card usage by the sheriff. Actually, items 8, 9, 10, and 11 are all credit card usage authorizations within the sheriff. They are for various purposes, including transport of prisoners, general operating supplies, and travel. And item 12, Commissioners, is and they're all at $120,000. And item 12 is the monthly investment report for the month of December 2024 through the County Treasurer's Office. That is your consent agenda.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, are there any questions or comments?
Just have one comment. Jeff, as we look at the Sheriff Department and the amount, $120,000 for all 3, which is a fairly large number, I'm assuming that item 8 has something to do with the vehicles, but I'm really concerned about who can use the credit cards and whether or not, and I'm going to continue to ask this question, is this an increase on the amount that's been allocated?
Commissioner, I can follow up on the internal controls related to the specific department and the credit card usage. I know some of these, as you are aware, and you were correct, the first item relates to fleet usage. I believe it's a Shell card, so I would imagine that is probably throughout all of patrol. But the other ones are for different purposes, as you stated. Usually these come down to the monthly maximums of the card total and the total of that. But I can follow up to get some specific information for you in terms of who has access to them in the department.
Yeah, that's my main concern, who has access and whether or not these numbers have increased at all from last year. So that would be helpful.
Okay, I can follow up on both of those for you.
Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Reese?
Yes, so item number 5, and I just having that subject matter come up, it brought something to my attention. Talks about fire protection, obviously, but I would like to see, I know that we do inspections of fire hydrants, and I just would like to, with everything that happened, obviously, or happening in California, they said fire hydrants, some of them didn't have the water or what have you. I just think it would be good if we got some kind of report, maybe we can get it in writing, to make sure that all of our fire hydrants that we're inspecting and who we're responsible for. I mean, it was news to me that we do that, but who we're responsible for, and how do we do those inspections to make sure we've got water in. I didn't know fire hydrants didn't have water, but that was something new to me. But I just want to, people have called me and said, what do you guys got going on? So,
Sure. No, it's a great shared service that the county offers on behalf of a lot of different townships and municipalities in the county, and happy to follow up. We can get the Board of Staff report that just lists out the particulars on how we do the work, how we go about maintaining them, number of hydrants, all that type of thing.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good, thank you. I'm going to make a motion that we approve of consent agenda items 3 through 12.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse?
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas?
Yes.
Commissioner Reese?
Yes.
Thank you. The last thing on the agenda is an executive session. So I'm going to move that we go into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22G2 to discuss the acquisition of property.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse?
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas?
Yes.
Commissioner Reese?
Yes.
All right, thank you.